Yes. And we've been founded in 1974 to support and to further the interests of our poor brothers and sisters in line with the call of the Second Plenary Council of the Philippines and the Vatican II on establishing what we call the Church of the Poor. Our mission is one. We have two mission. First is of course to provide assistance to our brothers and sisters in the urban poor community. And second is for those religious brothers, priests, and seminarians from the religious congregations in order to bring them down to the communities and to facilitate them and to establish what we call the Church of the Poor. And we're proud to say that from 1974 up to 2016, TFUC has been faithful to that orientation despite every harassment, killings, and everything. Because what we say, following Christ is never easy. So, TFUC has this one program. We call this the Paghihilang program. Because in our experiences in facilitating with the urban poor, we've seen that one of the major problems of the urban poor is their lack of access to health services. As you know, here in the Philippines, access to the basic services, basic social services have been treated not as a right, but rather as a commodity in which they say that you have the right to go to the hospital, but in reality, you can only go to the hospital and obey if you have money. So many of them die without even seeing a doctor, even in urban poor communities. So we've seen that, and so TFUC thought that one of the services that we could give to our poor brothers and sisters is through the health ministry or the paghihilo. It's not just you give medicines or you give medical missions. It's an integrative and liberative orientation. They help both the body, the soul, and the environment and the society. So that's the overall orientation of the program. And one of our beneficiary communities is the community that will be growing. As of now, there are 10 urban poor communities who are beneficiaries of the Paghihilo program, and we are still targeting more communities in partnership with different people's organizations in the community. With the help of the AMRSP mission of the missionaries of the Sacred Heart, a congregation of priests and brothers, we were able to establish the Paghihilo program in Barangay 105 in Tondo, Manila, and we were able to hold two medical missions, actually three. Community diagnosis, we've also trained community health workers from the community, and we are now beginning to have a community mobile clinic in the area. Upon establishing the TFUC Paghihilo program, the community health workers that we have trained from the community, they told the office of TFUC that one of the main problems that the community is facing, especially regarding the health and the ecological factor, is the existence of a coal stockpile. So, actually we were shocked because we thought that coal mining and coal stockpile only happens in the provinces. We didn't imagine that it could also happen in the city. So, upon the establishment of the central stockpile, there have been many complaints about their health and the environment. Hindi na siya happy land, happy land is never happy. And so we were able to record many cases of tuberculosis, asthma, in coal. Actually, we're one of the biggest producers of coal in the world. So basically, it's used for electricity and power generation, steel production, cement manufacturing, and coal-derived fuels, such as those that are used in the ships. But despite being cheap, coal is also dirty. There are many ecological and health-related implications in using coal, such as destroying the environment, of course, and catching diseases. So yun. This is from the community. So this is a constant exposure to coal dust. It's actually very harmful because the particles that comes from coal is very rich in carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxide. They are all harmful gases. And of course, not just in health, but also in the environment. This is a picture from Batan, one of the biggest coal mining places in the Philippines. This is in Bicol, so as you can see, you will literally dig the mountain. This is a mountain, dati. And this is a community. So from mining, you would cut the mountain and then you would go deep into the mountain. And the processes involving mining it and processing it, because you have first to process it and then stocking it, have many implications. So as you can see, coal is very harmful, not just to the people but also to the environment. But we have a problem. If you would recall that last year, the COP21 happened in Europe, in which all the countries in the world pledged to cut down the use of coal and to explore the use of renewable and safe and clean energy resources. However, in the Philippines, despite the former president of the Philippines pledging that the Philippines will cut down its use of coal, and also pleaded with the other world leaders to cut down the use of coal, especially the first world countries, because we are suffering from the effects of the industrialization that is happening in the first world countries. Despite that fact, the use of coal is still ongoing in the Philippines. And while arriving in the Philippines, the president suddenly said that despite that it would be good to use renewable energy, we have to be realistic that we cannot do it because we don't have the means to use renewable energy. Despite the fact that the Philippines is very rich in water, which will also be transferred, which will also be used in hydroelectricity. There are now 46 coal plants in the country. 26 would be approved until 2020. So 46 plus 26, until 2020, that would be the total number of coal plants and related coal facilities in the Philippines. So this is the biggest one in Asia, South Asia. That's in Davao. That was opened after months of series of count-out intervals. And then when the people there asked for assistance, the government said that pay more or suffer the effects. So yeah. So let's go back to the community. So the said coal stockpile is owned by the company called the Energy Supply Chain Solution, which is part of a multinational corporation, the Rock Energy International Corporation. In the Philippines, well, they said the dummy owners are Mario Veloso and Carl Fontanilla. So, yeah, their main mining is in Bicol at Batan, but they are also importing coal from Indonesia. So they have 3 stockpile facilities in the National Capital Region. Store 1 and Store 2 is within the compound of the Navotas Fish Port. So, sino dito bumibili ng isda sa Navotas Fish Port? So, the fish that you are eating is actually affected. And the third one is in Sitio Hapilan, in Barangay 105. So, the stockpile actually operated since 2010. Actually, before, it operated in another barangay, but the storage corporations in there petition for the Rock Energy to move because it is affecting their business. So, they moved. But, unfortunately, they moved to a place where there are no less than 28,000 population. So they can store up to 10,000 metric tons any bulk materials, and they can produce 3,000 metric tons every 24 hours. So that's how big their operation is. They have a 25,000 square meters well-built warehouse and 3,000 square meters for sensitive live out. One of their biggest customer is Lafarge. I think you've heard of Lafarge. Yeah. You know, in Canada, you know what happened? Actually, in the Philippines, Lafarge is the biggest now. So how were they able to establish their own stockpile facilities? Actually, as I've said, in 2013, it was in Barangay 101 in another barangay. But because of complaints, they moved to Barangay 105. Malayo lang. As in, malayo. Nasa sa sobrang layo, tatambling ka lang doon nasa kabila. In July 14, 2014, the DENR, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, issued an Environmental Compliance Certificate, or ECC, to Rock Energy Corporation, allowing them to establish their facilities despite the fact that it is cold, it is stockpile, and there's the 28,000 people, 28,000 residents near the stockpile. So they also have a permit from the Manila City Hall. But that's during the time of leave. When the people there petition. So yun. Then when the people there started the campaign to pull out the coal, the pull out coal campaign, we had a dialogue with Mayor Erap, and then Mayor Erap said that he didn't knew about the existence of the said stockpile. Hindi siya na-inform. Ewan ko bakit. But because of the demand of the people and their assertion to push for their just demands, they were the City Hall revoked the City Hall revoked the permit. And the DENR was also pushed to revoke its ECC. So because of that, the Task Force on Urban Conscientization, the TFUC, had a fact-finding mission on December 11, 2015, and they also had a dialogue with the local government unit of Manila in January 21, 2016, in order to present the findings of the fact-finding mission. Upon the dialogue with the Manila City Hall, we've learned that the ECC given by the DENR would be expired the next day. And so we were given the permission to even establish a barricade around in order to stop the operations because of the revocation of the ECC. That's why we immediately filed a petition. We immediately wrote and signed and filed a petition to the Office of the Mayor for the immediate closure of the Rock Energy. So, on our fact-finding mission, on December 11, 2015, we have proven that many of the complaints of the community were actually true. There were cases of extreme pollution of water and air, cases of skin-related diseases, and also lung-related diseases, and disaster threat, because coal is combustible, it will catch fire, and there's an urban poor community nearby, and the Pandacan Oil Depot is planning to transfer near the area. And there's no proper hazard waste management. The specs is, so yeah, this is the area, this is the wall, that's the sea, and that's where the stockpile is. If you could actually, if the wall is quite black, so this is one of the victims. His son, Kenneth, is 8 years old, and his son died of black lung disease due to continuous inhalation of the particles. This is the medical mission that we have held. And there we have recorded the different cases. So when we had during the fact-finding mission, and we confronted the corporation, and we asked for them to let us in, they said that they cannot. And so, when we asked them that, is your operation only stockpiling, or do you have other operations, they were not able to give us a direct answer. But if we prove that there's another operation ongoing inside other than the stockpiling, that's actually the legal case. Because their permit is only good for stockpiling. So when we asked them, when we confronted the personnel from the administration of the Rock Energy Corporation, these are the I don't know how to call this, but this is what they told us. Number one, they operate legally because they have an environmental compliance certificate from the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. The residents actually said yes. So to their operation, and how could the community be affected by the coal since they've raised the walls? Yeah, and they use clean coal. And they have proper hazard waste management. And they have no liquid waste residue because they put it back to the pool. Okay, this is what we told them. Okay, they have, sige, granted. They have ECC from the DNR. Okay. The resident said yes. They raised the wall. Ayan. They may have raised the wall, but if you could observe the pole, it's almost as high. Oh, they've covered it. So the dust won't fly. Ayan. Remember, another thing, brothers and sisters, remember, coal is combustible, it could catch fire. Tarpaulin is made of plastic, it could burn. And what did they put so that the tarpaulin won't fly? It's also coal. Kasi you won't see it, but this is actually smoke because it burns. And what do you call this, the smoke, when you inhale it, it's the feeling of being smell. It's combination of smelling rotten eggs and being choked. Ayan. So what did we tell them? Even if you raise the walls high, it would still affect the residents. You know, told us, the wind could just blow it away. We're not born yet today. We know the implications of, and even if you do another safety measure, it doesn't change the fact that the mere existence coal stockpile near an urban poor community is already hazardous, both to the safety of the residents and also to the environment. Now, what did the company say? We are legal and the residents are illegal. What are the implications of saying that statement? The residents would get. And you know the smoke that comes from the stockpile? The company said that it's not their fault. It did came from the coal. It came from the residents because they're throwing flaming objects to the stockpile. Why would the residents throw things to the stockpile? And so we asked, for what interest does this stockpile exist? Is it for the good of the people or for the good of the few? Who benefits from it? You see this? This is Tante Bioli. She's 63 years old. She died of lung cancer. Profit in exchange of the destruction of the environment and the detriment of the people. Yes. Sit you happy time. So, if they're really caring for so we're calling for, this is our demands to the corporation. It should be far from the people and also from the ocean, from the sea. The government should conduct an environmental hazard assessment, hazard waste management, pollution control, and there should be a gradual cleaning of the toxic waste of the community that affected the community. So what happened after the fact-finding mission? We have a dialogue in January 21, 2016 with the Manila City Hall. We presented this to Councilor David Alcoreza and also to Mayor Joseph Estrada. We immediately formed a resolution for the closure of the company. February 10, Ash Wednesday in the calendar, we had a mass of the Ash Wednesday. Yes, I know. It was attended by seminarians, priests, and nuns. And they saw the actual condition, and they are now part of the network supporting the community. In February 28, we had the Unity Walk against for the pull of the pole, composed of the residents and also advocates and also church people. And we did use code from the Stockpile for that. So these are the pictures about yan. The mass. So yan, the activities. The Ash Wednesday mass. So you would walk on that later. But despite the initial victory, we've received reports that the corporation is still operating. They've closed their operations in Barangay 105, but we've received reports that they're beginning their operations in the other barangay. 106. So yeah. So the call of TFUC, of course, for the complete cessation of the operations of Rock NG Barangay 105, to clean the area, especially of its toxic waste, to hold it to accountability the Rock Energy and the officials of the government, of the Aquino government, that give permission for the existence of the stockpile in Tondo, and of course, to stop all mining of coal in the whole country. And our call, and the call to us as church people is, of course, this may be from us, but this is applicable to us. How is it about the bodies between the concerns for nature, justice for the poor, commitment to society, and inner peace? So thank you very much. And